Hi Kevin, lovely to meet you. Cassam from HeyUGuys. What's the appeal for you for playing a character like Jericho?
Well, I've told people that it was the only part I've ever had that when I flew on the jet from America to London to play, that I actually didn't know how I was going to do it. I thought I was going to be doing the prison scene first, and so I already had my hair long, I had the beard and stuff, and then it just, the way movies are, it was, there I was going to be with Gal, and so he was directing, so I wasn't even able to consult with him about it. So when I came out, I surprised him and surprised the whole crew. I surprised myself. But I was really, I tell you, it's a great look for the film. I'm really proud of the scenes that we were able to craft.
Did you have to go to a dark place to get into the role?
Not necessarily a dark place, but I had to stay there. When I went into it, it was like, but a dark place is how you see him. All he sees himself as someone trying to survive. So for me, it wasn't a dark place. For me, I was going to the light of darkness, if you will, to survive, in a street fight or someone insulting me. I would revert back to how you would treat somebody in prison, but you could see that the influence of the transfer of memory, if you buy the premise of the film, how he would then quickly go back to the person he knocks down is not a problem, and he wants to get some sugar. He's almost childlike sometimes, in a way. So he was a mixed person, but I didn't feel like I had to go dark as much as I had to get out of that car. So how was I going to get out of it? I think to the point where he would even dismantle the car with his teeth.
Ariel mentioned the
I don't know if that plays for you or plays for an audience, but for me, it plays that you would use everything that you could.
Mm-hmm. Ariel mentioned the influence of 70s action movies. Did you get that sense of that from this movie?
No, I didn't, but I've heard a few people say that, and so that's pleasing. You never know how a movie's going to be received. We took a very hard subject, was memory transfer. To see, we know it's being handled in the lab with animals, so to speak, but it certainly hasn't progressed to the idea of this. So we use that because our premise was that the world or a great city, was at stake. So.
Sorry. I was going to say, re-teaming with Tommy and Gary after 25 years, that must have been special.
Well, I really needed them because we weren't afforded, like I said, I arrived on the plane, I went to the set and went to work. That means one thing, there was no rehearsal. And these scenes were a lot more complicated than people might really think. There's 4 or 5, 6 scenes in this movie that would stand with any of the scenes that I consider in my career as really great scenes. And they're a mixture of dialogue and action.
Thank you very much. Cheers, pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,